Baghdad Jewish Arabic is the Arabic dialect spoken by the Jews of Baghdad and other towns of southern Iraq. This dialect differs from the dialects spoken by the Jews in northern Iraq, such as Mosul and Anna. The Baghdadi and northern dialects may be regarded as sub-varieties of Judeo-Iraqi Arabic. As with most Judeo-Arab communities, there are likely to be few, if any, speakers of the Judeo-Iraqi Arabic dialects who still reside within Iraq. Rather, these dialects have been maintained or are facing critical endangerment within respective Judeo-Iraqi diasporas, namely those of Israel and the United States. In 2014, the film, Farewell Baghdad, which is performed mostly in Jewish Baghdadi Arabic dialect, became the first film to be almost completely performed in Judeo-Iraqi Arabic. Classification. The Muslim dialect is classified as a Gilip dialect while the others are Kieltu dialects. Another resemblance between Baghdad Jewish Arabic and North Mesopotamian Arabic is the pronunciation of ra as a uvula. This peculiarity goes back centuries. In medieval Iraqi Judeo-Arabic manuscripts, the letters ra and gahain are frequently interchanged. It is thought that the Kieltu dialects represent the older Arabic dialect of Mesopotamia while the Gilip dialect is of Bedouin origin. Another factor may be the northern origins of the Jewish community of Baghdad after 1258. Like northern Mesopotamian and Syrian Arabic, Jewish Baghdadi Arabic shows some signs of an Aramaic substrate. Violette Shamosh records that, at the Passover Seder, she could understand some of the passages in Aramaic but none of the passages in Hebrew. History. The Mongol invasion wiped out most of the inhabitants of Mesopotamia. Later, the original Kieltu Baghdadi dialect became extinct as a result of massive Bedouin immigrations to Lower Mesopotamia and was replaced by the Bedouin-influenced Gelit dialect. The Jews of Baghdad are a largely indigenous population and they also preserve the pre-Mongol invasion dialect of Baghdad in its Jewish form, which is similar, but a bit different from the general pre-Mongol Baghdadi dialect due to the linguistic influences of Hebrew and Judeo-Babylonian Aramaic, instead of the general Babylonian Aramaic that existed before the Islamic invasion. As with other respective religious and ethnic communities coexisting in Baghdad, the Jewish community had almost exclusively spoken as well as written in their distinctive dialect, largely drawing their linguistic influences from Hebrew and Judeo-Aramaic and even non-linguistic influences from languages such as Sumerian, Akkadian, Persian and Turkish. Simultaneous fluency and literacy in the Arabic used by the dominant Muslim communities had also been commonplace. With waves of persecution and thus emigration, the dialect has been carried to and until recently used within respective Judeo-Iraqi diaspora communities, spanning Bombay, Calcutta, Singapore, Hong Kong, Manchester and numerous other international urban hubs. More notably, after the mass emigration of Jews from Iraq to Israel between the 1940s and 1960s, Israel came to hold the single largest linguistic community of Judeo-Iraqi Arabic speakers, with successive generations being born and raised in Israel. It is mainly the older people who still actively or passively speak Judeo-Baghdadi and other forms of Judeo-Iraqi Arabic. Israelis of Iraqi descent in turn are largely unilingual Israeli Hebrew speakers, with small numbers having also acquired the more local Palestinian Arabic orthography. The Jews of Baghdad also have a written Judeo-Arabic that differs from the spoken language and uses Hebrew characters. There is a sizable published religious literature in the language, including several Bible translations and the Quran and Nisa. Like Christian Baghdad Arabic, but unlike in Muslim Baghdad Arabic where it is pronounced as K, is retained as K, like in Christian Baghdadi, but unlike the Muslim dialect where it is sometimes T. Classical Arabic incidental th, theta, th are preserved, like in Muslim Baghdadi Arabic. D has merged into th. There are a few rare minimal pairs with l, b versus Wallah, he went away, Baba, father, dad versus Baba, heard or. In other words, there are velarized segments which cannot be demonstrated to be phonemic, but which cannot be substituted, e.g., mama, mother, mummy. There is a certain degree of velarization harmony. R is one of the primary distinguishing features of Jewish Baghdadi Arabic. Older Arabic, R, has shifted to. However, R has been reintroduced in non-Arabic loans. Modern loanwords from other Arabic dialects also have this sound. This sometimes leads to cases where the same word may have two forms depending on context, e.g., askarg, army, versus hakem askari, martial law. There are many instances where this alternation leads to a subtle change in meaning, e.g., fag, he poured, served foot, versus fa, he threw. The consonants p, t were originally of foreign origin, but have pervaded the language to the extent that native speakers do not perceive or even realize their non-native origin. Vowel suprasegmental stress is usually on the ultimate or penultimate syllable, but sometimes on the antepenultimate. Grammar, verbs, bibliography. Blanc, Haim, Communal Dialects in Baghdad. Harvard 1964. Keys Versteeg, al. Encyclopedia of Arabic Language and Linguistics. Brill 2006. Mansour, Jacob, The Jewish Baghdadi Dialect. Studies and Texts in the Judeo-Arabic Dialect of Baghdad. The Babylonian Jewry Heritage Center 1991. Abu Haidar, Farida. Christian Arabic of Baghdad. Otto Harrisowitz Verlag. ISBN 9783447032034.